Good morning, Puan. My name is Sanush and we are from DDT-P4B. My team members are Arun, Murugan and Santosh. So today we are going to present to you about the PBT. So first I will be explaining about the login and all. So first, let me show you the code. So scroll down a bit. So the public class login extends JFrame. This is the login code of what we did. So we created a frame and we created new login, and then we have a button login and we created a panel, and we have username and a text field for username, label for password and text field for password and checkbox also. So I think better if we run and show, it'll be more easier.
Later.
Okay, so once we done the panel, we created the flow layout, and then we created panel. So once we created panel, we add all the what label and the text fields inside the panel and the checkbox, and then we also had button login. So then we had get content pane, and we added the pane. Then we also added default close operation. If you press X, it will close. And set visible, this is the normal thing. So next is our void page. So
Okay.
I will be presenting.
Before that, we're using the add item listener here for the checkbox.
Yeah, we're using add item listener for the set text for password and to get whether it is saved or unsaved. Okay, next will be presented by Arun.
Santosh.
Okay, thank you, Arun and Tanush. Okay, now we use here, okay, the app one, we import different types of, all the thing we use, example, JFrame, border layout, color, radio button. Okay, here we declare menu bar, menu item, combo box, radio button, text area, and label. Okay, so in this one, we use action listener. Okay, so we use 8 different panels for the alignment. Then we set background colors. So the name is employee database. Okay, then we set a menu bar, a menu and menu item. So the menu is home, and when you click it, it will show exit. Then we use label for name, ID, address, number, telephone, and position. For position and gender, we use combo box. Then we use button group for the radio button. Then scroll down. Then we use 5 different type of button: submit, view, delete, update, and search. And 2 text area, which is area for the address, and one is for the output. Okay, then we use action listener event for exit when you close the, for the menu there.
Menu bar.
Yeah, menu bar. Then we add each panel for each, for example, for label 1 ID, we add a panel, and for the text also we add a panel. Then for the radio button also we add a panel for the alignment, so it will look nicer and better. Okay, then we add panel for the buttons also. So we use add action listener. Okay, the next part of the coding. I forgot to say we use action listener for the 5 buttons, and then we set the size for the frame is 511, 515 and 500. Set visible and set location relative to null. Okay, the other part of the coding will be presented by Arul.
Okay, thank you, Santosh. Now we're going to present about the buttons. Okay. Here we are using the private static string for the URL for the database, and then we use the public void action perform. This is action event for the buttons, Okay. Okay, this is class for MySQL JDBC driver. So con equals to driver manager, and then first button is submit button. For submit button, we use string position equals to CV position. This one is for okay. For example, stop. Okay, we declare a string position for the checkbox. Sorry, combo box for the position, and string gender to the radio button. Okay, let's say if user click the radio button mail, the data will be inserted in the table employee, and then insert the ID, name, address, gender, contact number, position all into the database. And same also here, if the user click the radio button female, it will be insert employee ID, name, address, gender, contact number, position, and the position will be female here. Okay, next is okay, the J option page we use the show message dialog for the data has been saved. So this is the for the insert the data for in the label. Okay, we use the system out print in, and then we use the view button for view the data in the table. Okay, okay, we select the string from the database, select from employee, and show that output at the area button. For example, ID, name, address, gender, contact number, and position. Okay, this is the coding for the what is that push alignment lah for the in area button. Sorry, area output. Okay, and then we use the button delete for the delete the data. Okay, first of all, they ask for input. For input the please enter the ID to delete. Let's say we input the number one ID and then delete the old data from number one. Okay, it will be delete from employee where ID. Okay, and then it will show the message dialog, data has been deleted. And then this is the button update. Okay, if let's say user click input one from name, one for name, 2 for address, 3 for gender, 4 for contact number, 5 for position. Okay, let's say if user click the one for change update, I mean update the name, it will ask for ID and please enter name to update. So we input the new name, and the data will be update the employee data. I mean employee table set into name. Then the input to from input to year name, and then where ID is input 3. This dialog panel, I mean input 3. Okay, let's say if user click 2, it will ask for ID also. After input the ID, they ask update. I mean address for update. So same function for from name and here also same, but this one for the radio button lah. Okay, let's say if okay, let's say it's asked for ID. After input the ID, we will ask the gender update 1 or 2, and if user click 1, it will update gender equals to male. If user click 2, the gender update to female. Okay, this the coding for the update into the table employee gender, and this also same as above that for name all. This one for contact number, and this one is for I mean combo box. This one for combo box for that position. So upload position, it will ask ID and position. We need to select the position. If let's say user click 1, it will be manager. So user click 2, it will be HR. If 3, supervisor. Same as others lah. So after select that the position, it will update to employee set employee table set position. This is the position where ID input 3. So you need to input the ID here. Okay, after that, yeah, we use the catch for message dialog for please enter valid input. If let's say user never input the any input and just click the button, it will show that this message. So last is the search button. For search button, we it will ask please enter ID for search. We need to input the ID. After input ID, the ID data will be shown in area output. This is the coding for select from employee table where ID is input 1. This is input 1. So okay, it will be upload ID name all in the area output, and this is the alignment of the area output. Okay, let's say user never click that input the data, it will be a message from please enter a valid ID. And then we use the public static void main as argument new PPT. That's all.
So now I'm going to present to you the output. So the username is admin and the password is 123. So when you press remember me, the password is saved, and you press, this is the action listener just now we saw.
Item
And
listener.
again, item listener, and then now we have our main this one. So first we put ID as 1, and then we put name as Tanush, and then address as Johor, gender male, phone number we put so then we change to supervisor. Then I click submit. The data has been saved. So press OK, and then you press view. Here, this is the previous one. So okay, let me delete first. Okay, now let's. So the delete button works. So the delete function actually works. So now let's create very fast a new one. And press submit. The data has been saved. Let's create another one. ID2 Arul Angka mail, and then as HR submit, data has been saved. And then third one, and he is a personal assistant. So you click submit, and then we press view. So you can see all our data has been saved. So 1, 2, and 3 has been saved. So now let's press update. So what we want to update now is we want to update the gender. So click 3 and then press OK. and then it asks for the ID. So we put, we changed the gender of Arul, and then we press OK, and then it asks male or female. So we put male just now. Now we put female. So Arul is a female. So now press view, and here it's changed. Female. Arul is a female now. So we can also. So we're going to choose position now. And then ID, we put Santosh, third ID. So what we're going to change is, we're going to make him as a clerk. So we press 4, and we click view, and Santosh becomes a clerk. You can see here. So this also, okay, so now let's go to our database. Pause. So let's go to localhost, and here you can see this is our record here. See, Tanush, Arul, and Santosh. Tanush, Arul, and Santosh. So basically, now let's do something about the search button. Let's search. Okay, so for example, we search for Arul, who is a female. So now it shows Arul as ID 2 and this one. So if we search 1, so now let's search for others. Okay, for example, Tanush. So now Tanush comes in. So that's all. Now let's search the exit button, whether the exit button works or not. So this is the menu we have. So that this button also works. So that's all from us, Point. Thank you, Point.
Thank you.
Thank you, Juan.